I have a superpower. I can make you nostalgic just by snapping my fingers. This game shaped the childhood of so many people. Not just Minecraft, but also the old legacy editions of Minecraft, which were for a long time the only way of playing it on console. Until Bedrock Edition happened. And since people my age love to glaze it while having played it for the last time on the coreless Steam engine, I wanted to give it a fair try to see if it's just carried by nostalgia. So come with me as I review Minecraft Legacy Edition and realize that my best childhood memory is a lie. First things first, I had to start a new world in the most recent version. I spawned into a jungle, started to walk around, and immediately noticed something. Is it me or everything looks a little uncanny? There's something that was screaming, "You are playing Minecraft Legacy!" More than the old texture pack, I feel like the color palette was a lot different before, even the sounds are different. I eventually found a village though, made a house, and then realized something. This village is basically dead. So if you walk around, you'll notice... Dude, there's not a soul. Yeah, I had to repopulate this place. But this ain't like modern versions where you just put beds everywhere and call it a day. No, to make villagers breed, you have to use... doors. A lot of doors. I have a vivid memory of me as a kid wanting a horse and not finding a single saddle. So I wanted to buy one, but my village didn't have any leatherworker. So I crafted and placed hundreds of doors in the village in a very unstylish way. And then I had to watch all of these villagers having sex in front of me as none of their baby was a leatherworker. It took me real life days to get this saddle. And this time, I didn't want that to happen again. So as early as possible, I placed these doors in a big villager apartment complex that I started to build. In the end, it looked like this. That's literally my house, but bigger. But here's the funny part. No villager ever went there because it was barely outside of the village's border. So none of them had kids, and I made this build just for it to be completely empty for my whole playthrough. So I resorted to plan B, explore to find another village so I could kidnap its residents. And I found one. 2.5 houses and 2 villagers who have the exact same jobs as the ones in my village. And that was the only other village in this entire world. Oh, right. You didn't know. I conveniently forgot to mention this very important detail earlier, but that was to create a dramatic effect. So, Legacy Edition worlds are tiny. Because while an average Minecraft world is this big, Legacy's average world is this big. And that might seem like enough until you realize that this map's my entire world. Took me 30 minutes to visit all of it. And frankly, the rest of my adventure wasn't that interesting. I went caving, drowned with a water breathing potion in my inventory, a creeper destroyed my house, I went to the nether and got killed by a blaze, and to externalize my anger, I wrote a pretty salty rant that should start, well, around right now. Okay, so like I said in my last video, there's what I like to call Minecraft 1, the old versions which are more centered around building, and Minecraft 2, the new versions which are more centered around exploration. And in the middle, there is the Legacy editions. At first I thought that having a limited world could be a cool compromise between exploring and building. I thought, well, you can explore, and after mapping out the entire world, you can focus more on building, since there's nothing left to explore. In reality, though, these versions are basically stuck in 1.13, meaning that there's shipwrecks, woodland mansions, and honestly a lot of structures and biomes to generate, but no space to generate them. So you end up with a weird mix of exploration that's kind of unsatisfying because the world is way too small, and building that's really limited because you don't have access to a lot of blocks since many biomes or structures couldn't generate. So instead of feeling like a compromise, Legacy Edition just feels like it can't pick a side and sticks to neither exploration nor building. And the nether, oh god, the nether. It's pre-nether update, so kiss goodnight everything fun that it added and say hello to searching for a nether fortress in a 288 blocks wide dimension. You heard me right, it's almost impossible to not spawn in the fortress. That's great! Because like most people, I think that exploring the nether sucks. sucks. What I actually enjoy is farming blazes and dying every time I do because there's no shields in this version. That is the best part of the Nether. Anyway, all of that makes Legacy Edition worlds feel like demo maps. No biome is big enough to reach its full potential, worlds feel unbalanced, which makes them unsatisfying, undercooked, and kind of uncanny. To make it short, the worst part of Minecraft Legacy is the fact that it's on PS3 and Xbox 360, because its issues are clearly caused by technical limitations. Worlds are way bigger on PS4 and Xbox One, and I'm sure that no one thought that the Nether having a giant bedrock wall was a good idea. But it doesn't change the fact that it kills the fun. So now that I've destroyed the shit out of this game and that the number of dislikes is getting bigger and bigger by the second, it's time to talk about the good parts of this version. Because as I said, if you go in the Minecraft menu and press this, your experience is bound to be unsatisfying. But if you press the buttons below, you get gold, baby. I'm of course talking about the pre-made maps. Because while normal worlds can't really choose between building or exploring, pre-made worlds are locked in on exploring. Some worlds like the Halloween map will guide you way more because it's literally a roller coaster, while others will let you walk freely like the Skyrim map. And honestly, it works really well. For the most part. However, some maps like the Little Big Planet one can show how much potential Minecraft pre-made maps had. Because you're not just exploring a Little Big Planet themed world like you do in any other map. You're literally in an adventure playing the real game remade in Minecraft. You got 6 levels, all playable in multiplayer, and they're really fun. Speaking of multiplayer, 5 letters for segue, it's time to talk about the multiplayer modes. Because since there can't be any custom servers on console, Mojang just said, "Hey Jimmy, for the console versions, what if we made our own multiplayer minigames but made them way too good because we fucking can? Let's do that! But also, remind me to sell my soul to Bill Gates." So that's why there's only 3 game modes in this version. Battle, aka Hunger Games, Tumble, aka Spleef, and Glide, aka Glide. And first things first, I didn't know I was this good at Minecraft.
Let's go! I cannot stop winning. You know what they said? This is Mr. President. We cannot stop winning.
Our country is winning again.
We are so tired of winning. We want to lose. We want to lose, Mr. President.
We're winning too much. We can't take it anymore.
But apart from that, these minigames are all so good. They're literally perfect. Like, even the hub is entertaining. It's full of secrets, fun activities to pass time, and if you won the last game, the server gives you an elytra that you can use to fly around the lobby. Even if you lose and die during the game, you can still fly around the map to either look at other people playing or explore to find little secrets that are not visible when you're alive. So you can be in a game, waiting for a game, or even dead. Either way, you'll always have fun. The only real issue I had was lag, but I could honestly tolerate it because of how fun it was. I even invited my friend to play with me and we cooperated all the time to have even more fun. He liked it so much that he wrote me a full review of the minigames. So yeah, these maps and minigames were awesome! And I don't get why we don't have them in at least Bedrock Edition anymore, especially when their servers are terrible. Oh. Never mind, I know why. So with all that being said, I think it's finally time to insert the title of the video. Yeah, after 8 minutes of rambling. Short answer is yes and no, kind of. Because even though I roasted the hell out of this version, it's not all bad. As I said, I was playing on PS3, so I had a tiny world. But if you're playing on PS4 or Xbox One, as I said earlier, you kind of don't? Like, it's 5 times bigger than a PS3 or Xbox 360 world. And if your Minecraft doesn't look like this, but instead looks like this, I'm sorry dude, you cannot downgrade to Legacy Edition. You're stuck with Bedrock forever. But if I put aside the world size for 2 seconds, it was fun and honestly felt more balanced than newer versions. Because now they keep adding new mobs and structures in the game, and it just doesn't feel nearly as lonely or challenging as before. As a guy who played in-dev, alpha, beta, modern, and legacy Minecraft, Legacy was just the right amount of structures to make me want to explore without being overwhelmed, without getting showered in good loot, and without feeling insignificant. Because Legacy Edition clearly puts the player as the main character of the game, whereas modern Minecraft puts the world as the main character. The world is infinite, the world is full of things to see, things to explore. Even the music is more about the world, because with every new update comes new music tailored for what the update adds. But in Legacy, the world is so small, it's limited, and even though it can create issues, it at least puts the player as the most important thing. The player is in a limited sandbox where he has to modify his environment. And if you don't want to, what are you gonna do? Leave? My brother in Christ, you will hit the world border. In modern Minecraft, I always search for the best spot to build my base for at least an hour. And if a place isn't pixel perfect and respects all of my criterias, I'm not building there. But in Legacy Edition, you have to adapt. When I got in the village, my first reaction was,
houses used to like generate at really bad places, you know, like there's a big ass hole under the house. Village generation is so much better now.
but I knew this was maybe the only village in this world, so I had to deal with it. So I did fix this broken ass village. I tried to make villagers breed. I tried because I knew this was my only option. And it might be frustrating to some people who will get the unluckiest and shittiest seed ever, but in the end it forced you to be more creative, to fix the problems imposed by your world. But if we're being honest, there's a good chance that you won't like it, because a pattern that I've noticed with most people nostalgic about Minecraft is that they love watching someone talk about it over nostalgic shots of the game. But when they actually try old versions, at first they're nostalgic, and then they joke about it and don't really enjoy it. They miss the Nether update, they miss the big caves, they miss every objectively great update that Minecraft had in the last years. I'm gonna remove the glasses because if I don't, no one will take me seriously for this next part. The reality is, you probably don't miss the game. You miss these moments when you were bored, had nothing to do, and just spent the whole day playing Minecraft with your friend. When life was easier, when you had no responsibilities. Point is, you probably don't miss old Minecraft, but you miss your childhood. And that's okay. That's normal even. But nostalgia is a trap that you don't want to get in. You want to play the Christmas map or the tutorial world once in a while? Sure, why not? But only playing the old versions because it's so much better in every single way? That's kind of wrong, but most importantly, that's pretty toxic. You can like Minecraft Legacy because you think it's fun, but you shouldn't like it because it reminds you of easier times. Minecraft. Alright, video's now over. Please like and subscribe if you liked it. Next video is probably about FNAF, if it sweetens the deal. At 10k subs, I'll wear a choker and look ridiculous in my vids. That's not enough. What do you people want?